Good evening, good morning, or good day. As always, I tip my hat to you, dear viewer. It's been a while since we've done a talking video, so I thought I'd throw down a tier list video. Witches from media, movies, and TV shows. I personally love witches in real life and in media. If you consider yourself a witch, you have a special place in my heart. So we're going to start with honorable mentions. These are witch-adjacent characters, not technically witches, though often misconstrued as witches. First, Alex Russo, played by Selena Gomez from The Wizards of Waverly Place. Though she is a female wizard in that show, they do call female wizards wizards. So technically not a witch. Galadriel from The Lord of the Rings, sorceress and elven queen. She does have a magic ring. She does do some magic, though she is not technically a witch. She's closer to a angelic being of some sort, immortal as the elves are. And she is one of the oldest remaining elves on Middle-earth, part of, I think, the first born elves on in the Tolkien universe. And Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Technically not a witch, though she is a sorcerer and often misconstrued as a witch. She is technically a fairy. A fairy who has had her wings cut off by the king, hence why she has cursed his daughter to be asleep. So yeah, there's our honorable mentions for the witch tier list. Our first group here, the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. Mary Winifred and Sarah Sanderson. Classic comedic witches, trio of witches. They have killed, a thing that certain other witches on this list cannot say. A tier witches, Hocus Pocus. The Evil Queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. S tier, iconic quintessential witch, probably the first witch ever depicted in cartoon media. Don't quote me on that, not sure, but definitely one of the first. Classic Disney, the Evil Queen from Snow White. The Wicked Witch of the West. S tier. Margaret Hamill, the Wizard of Oz. S tier. Now, once we get into her in Wicked, it's no longer S tier. I put Idina Menzel, A tier. Her Wicked Witch, A tier. Cynthia Erivo, not crazy about modern Wicked. Definitely preferred the musical before it was a movie. D tier for Cynthia Erivo. And Ariana Grande is right there with her as Glinda, the Good Witch. D tier. But the original Glinda, B tier. Classic. She's nice. She's, oh, don't worry about me. I'm a witch, but I'm a good witch, you know? A classic. Love Glinda. Love the original Wicked Witch of the West. Honestly, one of the most terrifying portrayals of a witch. And Margaret Hamill gave her all to that role. She even suffered from the green paint. She suffered burning from some pyrotechnics accident. What a lady. Margaret Hamill reprised her role many times. She showed up with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood as the Wicked Witch. She also did some kind of variety show with... she brought on Kiss to a variety show. I don't remember the guy's name. But there's some famous clips about that. If you look up Margaret Hamill and the band Kiss, that's kind of funny. So, Calypso, Pirates of the Caribbean, B tier. Questionable how much of a witch she is. She's more like a sea goddess, but I did find her name included in a couple online lists of witches in media. So, yeah, Calypso from the Pirates of the Caribbean, B tier. She's responsible, of course, for betraying Davy Jones, giving him his mantle as ferryman of the dead. Also the reason why he cuts his heart out and places it in the dead man's chest. You know, she hits on that woman scorns type witch. Like, she's getting her bag, but she's making you pay for it, you know? She's making Davy Jones pay for that shit. Ursula from The Little Mermaid, D tier. Never liked Ursula. I think her plan is not very well thought out, right? Ariel has already found her true love, and Ursula's like, oh, well, if you don't get to kiss him, you're gonna lose your voice. Your dad's gonna be so mad that I can usurp his place She wants to replace King Triton by messing with his daughter. Undeniably evil, but Ursula just... she's the only undersea witch on this list. Never liked Ursula. That's a D tier. American Horror Story Coven. All the witches from them. I could not find a photograph of the group of them, but we have the girls from Coven. I think Stevie Nicks is included in this photo here. Fiona Good, played by Jessica Lange, and of course Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen of New Orleans. Marie Laveau was a real person, a real voodoo practitioner. A tier for the American Horror Story Coven witches. I would put them in S tier, honestly. American Horror Story Coven is my favorite season, but when they brought them back for the Apocalypse season, retcon the witches into the end of the world story, I just could not keep them in my S tier part of my brain. But love the witches in American Horror Story Coven. We've got a big group, all the regular old high school girl witches. You know, they're like TV shows and movies where the witches, they just look like a regular old gal, you know. Charmed, Bewitched, Teen Witch, Practical Magic, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all C tier. Just basic, you know, witches who look like normal girls, live a normal life, keep their secret and whatnot. Some of them don't. Some of them, the people around them might know of their witchiness. But for the most part, these shows just include regular old high school girls or college girls or housewives who happen to be witches. Along a similar vein, regular old high school gals who are witches. The Craft is going in S tier. Those other ones were in C tier, because I just like The Craft so much more than those other movies. And Fairuza Balk is a real witch, as real witchy as it gets. Love The Craft. Love the girls in The Craft. Hermione and Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter series. I did not include all the female wizards, which Harry Potter does call them witches. A tier, classic witches. Sometimes the first witch anybody is exposed to, Hermione. Classic. Morticia Addams, S tier, obviously. Every version of Morticia Addams. I don't think that she is specifically called a witch. They talk about her witch ancestors. I think her mother is allegedly a famous witch. She's more like a psychic, but they're witchy enough to be included. Halloween Town, the Cromwell Witches, Marnie Piper, S tier, classic. 4 movies out of that cash cow, and Disney's still playing marathons of it every October to this day. The Halloween Town witches hold a special place in my heart. The White Witch from Narnia, played, of course, by Tilda Swinton. A tier, undeniably classic evil witch. She froze an entire army. Unfortunately, she was defeated by a group of children and a magical lion. So, A tier for the White Witch from Narnia. Wendy the Good Little Witch. I placed her in D tier. I tried to rewatch Wendy and Casper, and I just couldn't finish it. It was kind of boring, but I do remember liking it more as a child. So I put Wendy the Good Little Witch in D tier, unfortunately, for her. The Grand High Witch from the movie Witches. Now, the original is played by Angelica Houston, who also played Morticia Addams. And the remake is played by Anne Hathaway. Unfortunately, the Witches movie is just so hard to watch and get through. They have to go in D tier. This is just... it's not a good movie. Neither of them are that good, honestly. Twitches. Tia and Tamara Mowry, the Disney Channel original movie. They are twin witches. Classic. B tier. Love Twitches. Haven't seen it in a very long time, but I remember when they came out with Twitches 2. Oh shit, I was probably like 10 years old. Great movies. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. S tier for obvious reasons. No explanations needed. Along the same vein as Morticia Addams, they definitely defined gothic fashion and witchy vibes, per se. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Everyone loves Elvira. Willow Rosenberg, played by Allison Hannigan from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's a B-tier witch right there. I mean, she's helping the supernaturally strong Buffy the Vampire Slayer do her business, catch ghosts and vampires and other supernatural forces. And Allison Hannigan's just such a great actress. Love Allison Hannigan. B-tier for Willow Rosenberg. The Studio Ghibli witches. Not all of them, just the ones that I like. Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. And Zaniba and Yubaba from Spirited Away. B tier, Miyazaki never misses. B tier, Studio Ghibli witches. The Blair Witch, notable for having never actually appeared in the film she is a part of. It's more of a psychological witch. Is she even real? Who knows? Maybe it's just the people out in the woods and they're surviving. Maybe they're malnourished. Maybe it's their own psychological problems or their infighting that causes the supernatural occurrences. Something left the sticks outside their camp. You know, something comes and messes with their tent and shit. But, can we say it's the witch? It could be one of the people, right? I don't remember if they're all in the tent together in the Blair Witch or if they have separate tents. Somebody has, like, they leave, like, a finger or a body part or something. The Blair Witch, I'd say C tier. Great horror film once. Watch it once. It's good. If you watch it more than 3 times, it's not as good. Yeah, the Blair Witch, C tier. And I have saved the best for last, Lady Melisandre from Game of Thrones. The Red Woman, the Red Witch, the Red Lady, Priestess of Fire, serving under her Lord of Light. I believe she's the only necromancer on this list of witches. She brings Jon Snow back from the dead. She convinces Stannis Baratheon to sacrifice his daughter. And she gives birth to a horrible shadow monster. Undeniably an instant classic witch, Lady Melisandre. Beautiful and evil, she embodies everything that the word witch implies. So yeah, that's my list of fantasy witches from media, movies, TV shows. Let me know in the comments who I might have missed, or what you agreed with or disagreed with, or whatever you'd like to share with me, really. Thanks for watching, and as always, good luck, everybody.